the Tulli Papyrus, an ancient document that reveals flying fiery discs that were witnessed by a pharaoh over the area of Giza, Egypt. Around the world, ancient Egypt is famous for many things, which, as its magnificently rich and ancient culture, marvelous civilization, and for its mysterious deities, some are the most peculiar tales of the ancient world. It's believed by many that the Tulli Papyrus is evidence of ancient flying craft in the distant past. And just remember, the word for Egypt means flying over the Aegean. That's the compound word. It's Greek. Aegyptos means flying over the Aegean. Now, could this text be evidence of alien existence? Did UFOs used to hover over ancient Egypt? However, for some reason, historians have been skeptical about the Tulli Papyrus. This ancient document tells an incredible tale, a story that could change the way we look at our past, our future, and the present. It's believed that this ancient document describes a first written account of a UFO sighting. The Tulli Papyrus records an event which allegedly happened during the 18th dynasty, which was around 1480 BC. The Tulli Papyrus is a translation of a modern transcription of the ancient Egyptian document. And according to this ancient text, the pharaoh that ruled over Egypt was Tutmosis III, and this mass UFO sighting happened around 1480 BC. The translation of the ancient document of the Tulli Papyrus. The translation, according to anthropologist R. Cedric Leonard, is this: in the year 22 of the third month of winter, 6th hour of the day, among the scribes of the house of life, it was found that a strange fiery disk was coming in the sky. It had no head. The breath of its mouth emitted a foul odor. Its body was 1 rod in length and 1 rod in width. It had no voice. It came towards His Majesty's house, meaning the Pharaoh's residence. Their heart became confused through it, and they fell upon their bellies. They were so frightened. They went to the king to report it to Pharaoh. His Majesty ordered that the scrolls located in the House of Life be consulted. His Majesty meditated on all these events which were now going on. After several days, they became more numerous in the sky than ever. So it was a fleet of UFOs. They shined in the sky more than the brightness of the sun, and extended to the limits of the 4 supports of heaven. Power was the position of the fiery discs. And the army of the king looked on, and His Majesty in their midst. And it was after the evening meal, when the discs ascended even higher in the sky to the south, fish and other volatiles rained down from the sky. Isn't that something? A marvel never before known since the foundation of the country. And His Majesty caused incense to be brought to appease the heart of Amun-Ra, the god of the 2 lands, and it was ordered that the event be recorded for His Majesty in the annals of the House of Life, to be remembered forever. This incredible event was described as being silent, but with magnificent views of mysterious flying discs, highly reflective, shining like the sun. And according to the Tulli Papyrus, the departure of the otherworldly visitors was marked by a mysterious event. The fish rained down from the heavens. One more person translated the Tulli Papyrus, who is Prince Boris de Ratchewelz, and this is his translation. In the year 22, 3rd month of winter, 6th hour of the day, the scribes of the House of Life found it was a circle of fire that was coming in the sky. It had no head. The breath of its mouth had a foul odor. Its body 1 rod long, that's 150 feet, and 1 rod large. It had no voice. In other words, it had no sound. The hearts became confused through it, and they laid themselves on their bellies. They went to the king, meaning I guess the Pharaoh, to report it, and His Majesty ordered has been examined as to all which is written in the papyrus rolls of the House of Life. His Majesty was meditating upon what happened. Now after several days had passed over these things, lo, they were more numerous than anything. They were shining in the sky more than the sun, to the limits of the 4 supports of heaven. powerful was the position of the fire circles, meaning the circular UFOs. The army of the king looked on, and His Majesty was in the midst of it. It was after supper. Thereupon the fiery circles went up higher, directed to the south. Fishes and volatiles fell down from the sky. It was a marvel never occurring since the foundation of this land. Caused His Majesty to be brought incense to pacify the hearth. What happened in the Book of House of Life to be remembered for eternity. Now, even though this ancient text does not mention whether the ancient Egyptians did in fact establish contact with the otherworldly visitors, it's indeed a very important day in history, both for humanity and ancient Egyptian civilization. It must be noted that it was very unlikely that the ancient Egyptians misinterpreted these fiery discs with some sort of astronomical or weather phenomenon. The ancient Egyptians were experienced and gifted astronomers, and by the year 1500 BC, they were already experts in the field of astronomy, meaning that they would have described an astronomical phenomena in a much different way. Also, in this ancient document, the fiery discs are described as a changed direction in the sky, so we know that these objects did not fall but remained in the Egyptian sky. The original Tulli Papyrus has vanished without a trace. Alberto Tulli, during his visit to Cairo in 1933, allegedly found an interesting papyrus in an antique shop. Tulli thought that the papyrus was way too expensive to be bought, so instead he made a replica of the original piece, which was then recopied, replacing the original hieroglyphical script with hieroglyphs, a fact that makes doubters challenge its authenticity. In order to comprehend this ancient story and its history, the ancient text would need to be studied, but unfortunately the original papyrus is gone. Researcher Samuel Rosenberg requested from the Vatican Museum an opportunity to examine this precious document, which he got the following reply: the Tulli Papyrus is not the property of the Vatican Museum. It has disappeared. It's no longer traceable. Is it possible that the Tulli Papyrus is in fact located in the Museum of the Vatican Archives, hidden on purpose from the people, and if so, why? There's a possibility that this could be one of the best recorded ancient UFO sightings in history. And if so, is it possible that these otherworldly visitors influenced the ancient Egyptian civilization, as ancient astronaut theorists believe? And this is on Infinity Explorers by Anne Shrivastava. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. My Patreon account, the daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.